Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to find out just how inspired Chainsaw Man Part 2 is. Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, Redwolf4765, Midnight Gemlord, and Artgoon555. Now, before we get into this breakdown / live reaction to chapter 106 of Chainsaw Man, please do me a favor and leave your own list on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure to hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as count them, $1 a month. You get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Now, let's hop into the live reaction. What's up, guys? I love the pencil here, and here we are to do a live reaction to chapter 106 of Chainsaw Man, which is known as Bonfire. And I will admit, I've been a little bit anxious ever since last chapter. Been a little bit paranoid, been a little bit skittish, because I don't know. we ended off with, see, like, I thank you, Rohan. Rohan made the joke. So I didn't have to. So if you want to know the joke that I wanted to make, well, it's been everywhere. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's made the joke, but I am scared. Quite scared. However, enough of my fear. Let's hop right into the chapter itself. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Chainsaw Man, chapter 1. It is late, so if I'm quieter than usual, that is why. I do have it on me, but of course I will simply lift it because it is once again late and I do not want to cause any ruckus. So, with that being said, let's hop into it. Bonfire, please don't tell me she. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. I'm just infinitely scared. I want to say let's hop right into it, more enthusiasm, but I'm still scared. But let's hop right into it. All right. We're gonna turn up the brightness a little bit, and pull it nice and close for my nearsighted itself. I'm so scared to turn this page, bro. I'm so scared to turn this page. It's too quiet. It's too ominously quiet. Look at all the crows here. We know Makima doesn't exist anymore, so they're not watching everybody. But then again, speaking of that, I wonder why haven't we seen? You know, fun fact: I've already reread Chainsaw Man, like part 1, all of it. I still, for the life of me, cannot remember Makima's reincarnation's name. But that one, she should be with Denji, right? Like, that's her dad, technically, now. So I wonder, how's she doing? But, because reasonably, she would be the one that could be seeing through all the crows. But obviously, I don't think she's made contracts and stuff like that. Like, there's so much up in the air about that. I'm intrigued to learn more about that. Let's see. Let's turn this page on this quiet city. All right. Oh, okay. There's nothing too bad. We're just with Yoru and Asa. It's my fault, isn't it? Yoru? Okay. Yuko made a contract with that thing because of me, didn't she? Well, yeah, she said as much as... Yoru as a character is one I'm interested to see develop. Like, there's obviously a dynamic shift here in comparison to the original series. Like, the idea of our main character being partnered with one of the underworld creatures is not new. Obviously, look at Denji. But Yoru, by being an active separate conscious, acts as a constant wall for Denji to bounce off of. Not Denji, for Asa to bounce off of, which Denji didn't have with Pochita. Pochita kind of just appeared when the plot was necessary or whenever they needed to for plot. Meanwhile, Yoru is consistently here. She's there observing everything with Asa. I think it's nice. I think it's a perk that you don't necessarily get usually with the whole inner demon trope. Because, like, think of it, even with, like, creatures like Kurama, for the longest time, he wasn't talking with Naruto, and by the time he finally was, it was the end of the series, so we didn't get much of that dynamic. Think Denji, once again, Pochita, wasn't really speaking too much. Even Sukuna and JJK, he's a looming presence, but that's the thing, he's a looming presence. He doesn't really speak to Itadori that much. He kind of just pops up whenever he feels like it. Meanwhile, Asa has Yoru, who's here and listening and occasionally taking over her body all the time. And I think it's nice. It's a flip on the dynamic that already existed within the manga and already existed in the general anime-manga dimension, or medium. Medium is what that word would be. So, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's good to see. Once again, Asa is a person who is much more like downtrodden, not necessarily too straightforward, hidden, suppressed a lot. Meanwhile, Yoru is blunt and open and reminds me a lot of Power, ironically enough. So it's good to have these two characters diametrically opposed consistently tie into each other, because we get two perspectives on the situation. I think it's great. We flash back to the infamous line it really took the internet by storm. I've never seen, at least a manga chapter. Anime does it pretty commonly, where you'll see like an anime episode or scene like just take hold over the entire anime community. But no, like even people who didn't know a chainsaw from a man were talking about her line, which is crazy to think about. Let's see. Yuko, how do you think she'll get rid of my bullying problem tomorrow? I love Yoru's response. She warned you to stay away from school. Enough said. and I love, and this is what I do love. I love how, once again, Asa, just due to like self-denial and stuff like that, it's like, what's that supposed to mean? Like everyone doesn't like. I mean, this is weird because like, is it really that universal of a thing? Like the memes put it in a certain country, and I know why. So like, is it really that common to know what, like, don't come to school tomorrow? Like, what does that mean in their context, in their culture? We know what it means in our culture. We make, I say our, like we're all from the same spot, but at least in the culture from the country I still refuse to name because I am ever scared. We know what that means. But I wonder what it means in Japanese culture. Maybe there's just a translation thing that like, but even then, no, this English would, yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. However, I'm guessing just the general context is there won't be a school for much longer. And I love how yours just like, come on now. This isn't that complicated. Why are you even asking me this? Like, you do not need me, the embodiment of war, to tell you what's going to happen to that school. And Asa just has to hold that. And I'm ever scared to turn this page. Let's see. Oh, well. Yeah. Once again, you're very, very plain. Just, she's just gonna stop. She's going to make sure they never bully you again. Though, admittedly, if she says don't come to school tomorrow, that sounds like more than just the how do I put it? The bullies. I feel like there'd be more problems than that. But let's see. I have to stop her. How? You're with the basic stuff. I respect it. How? I'll go back and talk her out of it. Go back and talk her out of it. How will you do that? How will you go back when your body belongs to me? Oh, she didn't even notice. Interesting. So that's very interesting. Asa couldn't even feel the perspective shift. Like, I don't know what it feels like to astral project, but I feel like it'd be enough of a sense. Like she just straight passes through Yoru here when Yoru's in control of her body. So, like, I doubt, but she doesn't fall through the floor. I don't know. That's such the strange thing about intangibility or like astral projecting and all that. Like, what do you feel? Do you even have a sense of touch at that point? Do you need to breathe? Like, what is exactly happening with you in that other plane? Because assumedly, if you're passing through everything, you pass through air, but you can breathe still. But then again, I guess you don't need to breathe if you don't necessarily have. I don't know. Astral projection has always been an amazing thing. I like it. I think it's a really cool concept, and I'm glad a lot of series use it, and especially use it in creative ways like this. But it always raises a whole bunch of questions for me, like, especially like, how did you not feel that? I think like, if I suddenly got removed from my body, but then again, I guess I'm still in my body shape, but like my whole perspective would change. Like if I'm walking, let's see, how were they walking together? Oh, okay, maybe there wasn't even a perspective shift. Because it seems like, hold on, let me see. It seems like Yoru Yeah, Yoru was already walking ahead, and we know the one with the bag is the one with the body. So yeah, it looks like I wonder when Yoru did actually steal the body then, because it seems to not just be here. It seems to be Yoru always had the body, mainly because like she's looking back here. So interesting. I wonder. I guess she just didn't notice for a while. You go back with your body, but I love how Yoru's just like, yeah, you stop my fun. No, it's hilarious. Let's see. Give me back my body. Oh, you aren't talking Yuko out of anything. Like, I swear, Chainsaw Man is one of the few. It's one of the few mangas that will get me to like drop my jaw in confusion, lose my mind at panels. Not even panels. At speech bubbles, at text. Like usually, I lose my mind over like artistic stuff or visuals or stuff like that. No, just just the transition here. You weren't talking around anything. Blank. Jeez, savage. Though I know why. Like she admittedly, Yoru was always for the anti Yoru was on the anti Yuko train back when they got saved by Denji. So obviously, getting her would be a nice use. Let's see. So you can't be serious. Our goal is to defeat Chainsaw Man. He might show himself if we fight Yuko. Oh, and if he doesn't, hunting her will get us into. Wow. That's that is true. That is true. If she is going to transform into like a fiend or something like that, it may just be worth it. I'm saying control. Oh, so yeah, she's just 100% like Asa just has no choice here. Wow, that's wild. We can't let a human know about me and live. That's crazy. I'm assuming no one can see the scars in the eyes, though. I'm assuming that's just a. Is that the? That's the body. That's the body. Also, I'll save you soon, okay? I'll get rid of all the bad guys for you, just like Chainsaw. It's obviously I don't think Yuko was in the best of spots mentally even before the whole Chainsaw Man stuff, just based on how she's interacted and been in the series so far. I call me crazy or call me a fool for assuming that, but I'm gonna hazard a guess and assume that. So with that being the case, it's a little maybe she does need a little bit of hunting, if you know what I'm saying. But let's see. The birds are flying away. But actually, no. What I meant to say was like, it's a very interesting repercussion of Chainsaw Man becoming as popular as he has. Because with that being the case, how many other Yukos are there in the world? How many other people are inspired by the violence of Denji? And how much trouble does that cause on a worldwide scale? I wonder. Because I don't think Yuko is all too special in her inspiration to be just like Chainsaw Man. And Chainsaw Man is no Superman, no Batman, no Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is about the business sometimes too. She may just get people up out of here if she needs to get people up out of here. But still, in terms of just general style, I definitely think Denji, while Makima was right, by having so many people love Chainsaw Man, it drastically weakened him because the fear was lacking. But even with that fear lacking, it ended up having different kind of side effects. I like it. It goes to show that there are more byproducts and issues that come from Chainsaw Man than just because of his popularity, other than just Denji being overall weaker due to the lack of, well, you know how it works. All right. So we're just following Yuko. Oh, I'm off to school. Morning, ma'am. Morning, Cindy. You here running late today. So yeah, she's treating it just like a normal day. Like there's nothing too outlandish, too crazy here, too poco loco, if you will. Interesting. So she's reading minds all along the way, I'm assuming. And then she gets to class. Okay. So I know just based off this reaction alone, I'm going to turn this page and something insane in the membrane is going to happen. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it crazy? Is it spooky? Is it scary skeletons sending shivers down my spine? I need to open my eyes and look. I'm so scared. Okay, let's just look. Oh, this isn't that bad. I thought I wonder. Interesting how calm Yoru looks, though. They don't even necessarily, well, not necessarily, calm is a word, and like this small smile. They don't necessarily seem too enthused about this, despite them being so desperate to get rid of Yuko. Nice to meet you, Yoru. Yeah, because she already knew about Yoru. I see, that's the reason you're going to hunt me. Yep. It's interesting. It's rare to see a mind reader this liberal. Like, typically when someone reads minds, they don't necessarily speak about it. They just don't. Like, if anything, it's usually like a detriment to them. Like, look at pretty much every single X-Men with psychic powers. It's never fun. But when you look at Yuko here, she's kind of just passively reading, just going, oh, okay, I get it. I'm amazed that Chainsaw Man goes to our school. It's kind of a letdown, though. Having Chainsaw Man around doesn't stop bullying. Yeah. Beside your, if I after I, wow. Interesting how she's so indifferent. I mean, I guess just by reading one's mind, you aren't able to assess their power level. Like, I wonder how in depth is the mind reading? Because she knows about Yoru, she knows about Chainsaw Man and stuff like that. Like, is she seeing those scenes in her head? Is she reading like? What do you think? When I think, like, I think everyone has this. Not everyone. I know there are people who don't have like internal monologues, but when you think to yourself, like, it's usually a line of text. I can imagine images, I can imagine memories and stuff like that. But like, what does Yuko see? Does she see like a streamline of text? Does she see images? Like, I don't know. Mind reading comes in so many different varieties that I actually am kind of interested to see what Yuko's is, if we get to see any more of it. All right. I'm going to close my eyes again because I'm still scared for this next page. Ironically, if this is a chapter I was 100% unspoiled on, like, I just saw it pop up on Viz earlier, so I literally have no expectations. I'm just consistently scared just because of what happened last chapter. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oop. Well, I've already seen it. Planning to run as soon as you. So, since. Yeah, that's accurate. You can't beat me if we fight anyway. I can read your every move. True. We have another character that can read someone's every move, but he can still lose. Let's see. He'll beat me in. Wow. Interesting how Yoru is so willing to risk it. I mean, I'm assuming it's just from a confidence of being, I suppose, like a higher creature. Like, war is a pretty scary concept, even though it's faded a lot in this time. It's interesting. It's interesting how confident. But then again, this is the embodiment of a creature. She's merely a contract user. So, I suppose the confidence is quite warranted here. Let's see. I like Asa, but I hate you. Expected. So she bulges. She begins to transform. All right, we see the crushes leave. Glass cracks. Let's see how disgusting Fujimoto makes it. Because we know it's Fujimoto. Ugh. I wonder if that's the whole like but hate. I'm assuming it's just as friends. Maybe. Who knows? You never know these days. Let's see. You know, I mean, it's disgusting, but not as not as bad as I thought it would be. Not as bad as I thought it would be. The brain makes sense. The mouth, this, I can't necessarily see any connecting points between the two, but I guess it works. I guess it works. So now we're going to see Yoru versus Yuko. Battle of the Wise. You know, this is gonna be a hot take. No, I think that would be mean. This is a hot take, but it's not necessarily gonna affect the chapter rating. But low key, the chapter was kind of underwhelming. like not too much happened. I mean, like legitimately, this is gonna sound wild. This is gonna sound 100% wild. But just based on where the chapter opens, we could literally open at this shot right here and there would be like no input lag, no delay. I mean, the only question really would be, maybe not. I think opening the chapter here or here could work. But I get why Fujimoto paced it out this way, mainly because it builds more anticipation in the fight between Yuko and Yoru, and it really shows how Asa is the helpless victim in this situation on both ends, within her own body and with Yuko. Interesting. It's very interesting. This chapter had some scary buildup with the last line of the previous chapter, and I will admit, if in terms of just like genuine shock, horror, and staying power, the last chapter, 105, is going to have a much more long-lasting effect, at least in my own head. I'm not sure about the community, I'm not sure about the manga as a whole, but I think I'll always remember that line from Yuko, even if she ends up getting next chapter. But with that being the case, this is very much a character setup chapter, especially with it more so establishes and reinforces the dynamic between Asa and Yoru here, and makes it a lot more, it puts a lot more fear back into Yoru than what had happened previously. Like, obviously see her screaming about being saved by Chainsaw Man probably took a little bit of fear factor out of her, but now the fact that she has complete control over Asa's body, there's nothing she can do about it, and now she's going to go and take on and execute the only person that Asa could really consider a friend. It's a dark setup. It goes to show you how Yoru can't really be trusted as an ally. She's leaning much more into the Sukuna. This is going to sound dumb. She's a stupid Sukuna rather than a stupid Kurama. Stupid end of series Kurama. And I think that's interesting. It's interesting. I really like the chapter. This final design, a nice balance between horrifying and yet not too horrifying. It's probably the thumbnail. Like, I'm trying to think, what else in this chapter will be the thumbnail? Ooh, maybe that. There's no text on that page. But there's no text on this page either. I have a really, really good chapter. Hold on a second. Let me lay you down right there, good fella. And let me lift this bad boy up. Let me caress it real quick. Let me show you the beauty of the hammer. Just want to let you know this chapter is worthy, in fact. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as count them, $1 a month to get these exclusive videos, early content, and more. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.